It's Jim Schlossnagle. It's this team. It's this coaching staff. It's this talent. I have raised my expectation.
Welcome in, everybody, to TexAgs Rewind. David Nuno here. I've got Matthew Dawson at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Mr. Dawson, what was your favorite part of the show today?
Look, we had the boss from across the streets. His name's Coach Schloss. The Aggies still have not lost. We also had JB Moss, but he's not on the rewind. But yeah, that's.
How long did you prepare that? Those rhyme. I mean, it's not that hard, but I think there was some thought process behind that, right?
Look, you and Billy were talking for a long time, so that a lot of work was put into that.
Can you do it without looking at your script again? Try it again.
The boss from across the street, Coach Jim Schloss. I'm quite lost in the sauce. We also had JB Moss.
Bam, Shazam. All right, so we had Schloss on. We had Buzz Williams on. Buzz answered every question. We talked to him about Wade Taylor's shooting struggles recently. We talked to him about getting back on track, how big the South Carolina game coming up is, all the good stuff, and even the rough stuff. And what else? We had Billy Liucci in studio. So there you go. And Olin Buchanan, Captain Buchanan. That and more. It's the Rewind. Look, while everything you're saying is totally valid and true, every team in the country pretty much is taking on
and they're losing,
and some of them are losing. When you score 17 in a game and think, man, I don't know how they're going to be able to do that again, and then you follow it up a day later or 2 days later and score 21 runs. When you brought in everybody played in that. They could have scored 30. I mean, they kept on bringing people in.
Yeah, like I said, it's exciting. I believe in them. I believe in Coach Schlossnagle. I think I'm starting to get conditioned, though, to say, hey, I'm going to celebrate these wins. Look how awesome that is. But I got to see, not score 21, not score 17, but I got to see you go out and hit and beat teams of your ilk.
But, since we're doing the but game, but if they would have lost these games, it would mean everything.
It would. It's kind of like had A&M a couple of years ago in football beating Appalachian State.
Right.
So what? But when you lose,
it's a big deal.
Okay, there's some problems here. But I get it. It's different in baseball. Who was it? Vanderbilt? Several SEC teams that are ranked. I think South Carolina. I can't remember. But I guarantee if you went down the last weekend's results, you'll see some losses by teams. You say, well, how did they lose to that team? It happens.
Mississippi State's got 4 losses. Ole Miss has got 4 losses. Arkansas's got 2. Then the rest of the SEC West, you've got Auburn with 1 loss, LSU with 1 loss, A&M and Alabama undefeated on the year. That's the West. And there's a few undefeated teams in the East. Or one in the East.
Yeah, so it is different in baseball. I really look forward to this weekend to see what they do this weekend.
Yeah, and if they sweep them or if they win the 3, it doesn't mean they're going to Omaha, and if they lose the 3, it doesn't mean they're not. It is baseball. It is early,
and so Saturday, we had a few base running things that those things are going to happen during the course of a season. We didn't get a timely hit, but we pitched well, and so I think that's moving forward, especially as we get into this upcoming weekend and then into SEC play. The one constant that I'm hoping we can keep is just throwing strikes. Just throwing strikes. The level of player who's going to be putting the swing on the ball, that's going to change. But if you just keep filling that strike zone up, that gives you a great chance to win games.
Obviously, Ryan Prager's been outstanding, as you guys had hoped he would be. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened yesterday with the opener and Tanner Jones, which a new face that I was excited to see. I know you guys had to be excited running him out there. But then following him up, when I thought that was the best stuff I've ever seen out of Shane Sadeo yesterday.
Yeah, when Shane pitches out of the bullpen, he pitches like his rear end's on fire, and there's a lot of intent. And when he starts games, he takes that starting pitching mentality and he tries to ease his way through it, which is not the best way to do it. And I think he's learning on the job as a starter. He's a strike thrower, so he's always going to give you a chance. But when he's available as a reliever, you weren't in Starkville last year at the end of the season when he rammed 94 by, I forget, it's not Hines, but somebody else for Mississippi State that never strikes out. And he punched him out to end an inning, second and third, and it was 94 miles an hour. And yesterday he touched 96. And so if Tanner Jones and Chris Cortez can continue to do what they're doing, Sadeo now goes to the bullpen, can be used at least once a weekend, if not twice, along with Ashenbach, maybe a Caden Wilson, something like that. And now we're getting closer to that. We have good SEC pitching. It's that upper echelon SEC elite. Arkansas, what Vandy's had, Florida. So watch them on their game yesterday. Wow. And even LSU is, and there's other teams. Auburn, I think, is pitching at a high level, but just getting that level of pitcher is what we're trying to get to.
I look at South Carolina. I look at one of these road games coming up. We've just got to get it back. And my question is, how much of this is mental versus physical right now?
Yeah, I mean this sincerely.
Yeah.
Our guys have been tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because of how they've been raised. I think that's their character. There's not any blaming, complaining, defending. They want to do right. They want to do good. They care about one another. I actually believe they care about our staff. I think the staff has been tremendous over the last 2 weeks and how difficult this has all been. And to some degree, whether you're 6-8 after 14 games or 12-2 after 14 games, the way we were this time last year, I think when you get to February, because of the grind of it all, as you said, I think you have to coach their hearts. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to spend extra time with them. I spend an inordinate amount of time individually with each of our guys. I walk the camp. I probably get more steps on Texas A&M's campus than anybody. And a lot of times I'm with one of our guys.
Yeah. And
I'll finish with one and just keep walking with somebody else. Like they're aware, Liucci, of
mm-hmm.
all of this. They're not dodging it. They're not pointing and blaming someone. They want to do right for themselves, for their family, for their teammates, for the institution. Mm-hmm. And I think that's there hasn't been any splintering in that regard. And to your point, yeah, we just need to win.
Yeah.
And when we win, are all of our problems solved? No, we'll wake up the next day and there's going to be another game that we have to win. And so what's the most mature way and what is the best way with wisdom to put ourselves in a position to win on Wednesday? And like I told them this morning, that starts in what we do today.
I know, though, that this is going to be a good baseball team. And I know they have a chance to go win games over these next 4 and come out looking really good. But the competition level is about to go way up, as it is for most teams in college baseball. Most teams have not played real programs yet. Unless you've been in one of these little weekend tournaments, like Arkansas played Oregon State, and there's some exceptions. Most teams around the country in the Power 5 have not played quality teams. So this weekend, it's about to step up for a lot of teams around the country, including A&M. So all you have to go on is that. They've played better against these caliber teams through 7 games, than they did last year or the year before.
Right.
We know that. What we also know is that they, we know it's going to be a formidable lineup. We know there's room for improvement. I mean, there are certain guys that are going to have to hang on to their spots. There's still competitions ongoing where the best guy's going to win. So your lineup should only get better.
Mm-hmm.
Your pitching staff, to me, is only going to get better as they figure things out. And you figure out who's your Sunday guy, who's your, who can you move now into weekend relief, who's your Tuesday guy. I think it's only getting better, and that's pretty damn exciting to me. I think this team certainly has a look. They're going to lose games. They're not going undefeated. They haven't beaten anyone good yet. That's okay. That's okay. There are a lot of teams in the country right now, and A&M last year and the year before, that were losing to teams like McNeese and Wagner.
Well, I've got a managers meeting, Dawson, so tell the people what to do.
You got to you got to comment, you got to subscribe, and you got to share.
Yeah, and how about this? Let's add this one. Can you sign up for notifications?
Oh, you're just going to hit that bell right there.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
Why wouldn't you hit the bell?
Make it turn blue.
Is that what it does?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh, interesting. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.